The United States Constitution never mentions the word God at any place in the entire document. This truth has led to numerous fabrications and untruths, such as the United States was not founded by men of faith or of Christian background, that the United States was set up by men who wanted to separate from the worldview of a God, that this country and its roots are not deeply rooted in the Holy Bible and the Judeo-Christian values of freedom, liberty, and that all men are created equal and should have the freedom of their religion. To those who believe these current lies and fabrications of the United States' traditional stance on God and country, here are some simple facts to consider.
56 of the signers of the Declaration of Independence were members of their local churches. 53 out of the 56 signers of the Declaration of Independence were Christians. 3 were deists that still believed in a supreme God and ruler of the universe.
The individual states of this great nation each have their own constitution, which are held in extremely high regard, as the Constitution was never intended to take away the rights of those individual states. In fact, in many cases, it was written to protect and enable the rights of those individual states.
God is mentioned in the preamble of 8 state constitutions. The supreme ruler of the universe is mentioned in 4 state constitutions, and Almighty God appears in the preamble of 30 state constitutions.
Historical United States documents. The First Thanksgiving Proclamation.
June 20th, 1676. God mentioned 5 times.
Give me liberty, or give me death.
March 23rd, 1775, by Patrick Henry. God mentioned 5 times.
Declaration of Independence.
July 4th, 1776. God mentioned once. References to a creator 4 times.
The Congress of the United States of America, May 1854, passed a resolution in the House which declared,
The great vital and conservative element in our system is the belief of our people in the pure doctrines and divine truths of the gospel of Jesus Christ.
The first inaugural address of President George Washington, April 30th, 1789.
After the first paragraph, the majority of the speech praises the almighty ruler of the universe and his invisible hand guiding this nation through its creation.
The inaugural address of President John Adams, Philadelphia, March 4th, 1797.
Christianity mentioned 2 times, 5 references to God in the close of the address.
The first inaugural address of President James Madison, March 4th, 1809.
Almighty Being who guides our future mentioned 1 time.
The first inaugural address of President Andrew Jackson, March 4th, 1829.
3 references to God in the close of the address.
The Emancipation Proclamation, 1864.
Abraham Lincoln includes the phrase, Almighty God.
The second inaugural address of President Abraham Lincoln, March 4th, 1865.
God mentioned 6 times. Prayer mentioned 3 times.
The inaugural address of John F. Kennedy, Friday, January 20th, 1961.
God mentioned 3 times.
The first inaugural address of Ronald Reagan, Tuesday, January 20th, 1981.
God mentioned 5 times.
The Star-Spangled Banner, September 20th, 1814, by Francis Scott Key.
And this be our motto, in God is our trust, stated in the 4th verse of the long version of the song, which is this country's national anthem since 1931. The minted Morgan dollar was a United States dollar coin minted intermittently from 1878 to 1921. It was the first standard silver dollar minted since production of the previous design. On the back of the coin was an outstretched eagle with the words, In God We Trust. The minted peace dollar is a United States dollar coin minted from 1921 to 1928 and again in 1934 and 1935. The piece bared the denomination, the name of the country, a pluribus unum, the motto In God We Trust, and the word liberty. In God We Trust was adopted as the official motto of the United States in 1956. It is also the motto of the U.S. state of Florida. The phrase has appeared on U.S. coins since 1864 and on paper currency since 1957, as well as many monuments, official buildings, and courtrooms.
The Congress of the United States of America in 1954 approved in both the Senate and the House of Representatives of the 83rd Congress a joint resolution calling for the establishment of a room with facilities for prayer and meditation for the use of members of the Senate and House of Representatives.
The Chaplain of the United States Senate began in April of 1789 and opens each session of the United States Senate with a prayer. Since 2011, all Senate chaplains have been Christians, but can be members of any religion or faith group.
The chaplain of the United States House of Representatives began in 1789 and opens each session of the United States House of Representatives with a prayer. As of 2011, all House chaplains have been Christian but can be members of any religion or faith group.
I therefore beg leave to move that henceforth prayers imploring the assistance of heaven and its blessing on our deliberations be held in the Assembly every morning. Benjamin Franklin, 1787 Constitutional Convention.
The Bill of Rights, 1789.
Freedom of religion, not freedom from religion.
The right to practice the religion of one's choice or to practice no religion is given to all men and women and should not be removed from the framework of this great and sovereign nation. The Congress of the United States of America, March 3, 1863, passed this resolution in the United States Senate.
Resolved that devoutly recognizing the supreme authority and just government of Almighty God in all the affairs of men and nations, and sincerely believing that no people, however great in numbers and resources, or however strong in the justness of their cause, can prosper without his favor, and at the same time deploring the national offenses which have provoked his righteous judgment, yet encouraged in this day of trouble by the assurance of his word, to seek him for help according to his appointed way. Through Jesus Christ, the Senate of the United States does hereby request the President of the United States, by his proclamation, to designate and set apart a day for national prayer and humility.
As nearly every president, vice president, senator, judge, and governor since the foundation of this country on July 4, 1776 has stated, may God bless you, and may God bless this United States of America. But most importantly, may God still remain the centerpiece of this great country that we all love.